The Great Bible, Judges, the 7th chapter. Gideon with 300 men overcometh the Midianites. Oreb and Zeb are slain. The 7th chapter. Then Jerubbaal, otherwise called Gideon, and all the people that were with him, rose up early, and pitched beside the well of Harod, so that the host of the Midianites were on the north side of the rock that boweth toward the valley. And the Lord said unto Gideon, The people that are with thee are too many for me to give the Midianites into their hands, lest Israel make their vaunt against me, and say, Mine own hand hath saved me. Now therefore make a proclamation in the ears of the people, and say, If any man dread or be afraid, let him return. And the people arose early, and there departed and returned of the people which were at Mount Gilead 22,000, and there abode 10,000. And the Lord said unto Gideon, The people are yet too many. Bring them down unto the water, and I will try them unto thee there. And of whom I say unto thee, This shall go with thee, the same shall go with thee. And of whomsoever I say unto thee, This shall not go with thee, the same shall not go. So he brought down the people unto the water, and the Lord said unto Gideon, As many as lap the water with their tongues, as a dog doth, them put by themselves, and so do them that kneel down upon their knees to drink. And the number of them that put their hands to their mouths, and lapped, were 300 men. But all the remnant of the people kneeled down upon their knees to drink water. And the Lord said unto Gideon, By these 300 men that lapped water will I save you, and deliver the Midianites into thine hand. And let all the other people go, every man unto his place. They therefore of the people took victuals with them, and their trumpets. And he sent all the rest of Israel, every man unto his tent, and comforted those 300 men with him, or those 300 with him. And the host of Midian was beneath him in a valley. And it fortuned that the same night the Lord said unto him, Arise, get thee down unto the host, for I have delivered it into thine hand. But and if thou fear to go down, then go thou and Phurah thy lad down to the host, and thou shalt hearken what they say, and so shall thine hands be strong to go down unto the host. Then went he down, and Phurah his lad, even hard unto the men of arms that were in the host. And the Midianites, the Amalekites, and all they of the east lay along in the valley, like a multitude of grasshoppers, and their camels were without number, even as the sand by the seaside in multitude. And when Gideon was come, behold, there was a man that told a dream unto his neighbor, and said, Behold, I dreamed a dream, and methought that a loaf of barley bread tumbled into the host of Midian, and came unto a tent, and smote it that it fell, and overturned it, that the tent lay along. And his fellow answered and said, This is nothing else save the sword of Gideon, the son of Joash, a man of Israel. For into his hand hath God delivered Midian and all the host. When Gideon heard the telling of the dream, and the interpretation of the same, he worshipped, and returned unto the host of Israel, and said, Up, for the Lord hath delivered into your hand the host of Midian. And he divided the 300 men into 3 companies, and gave every man a trumpet in his hand, with an empty pitcher, and lamps therein, and said unto them, look on me, and do likewise, that when I come to the side of the host, even as I do, so do you. When I blow with a trumpet, and all that are with me, blow ye with trumpets also on every side of the host, and say, Here is the sword of the Lord and of Gideon. And so Gideon and the 300 men that were with him came unto the side of the host in the beginning of the middle watch, and raised up the watchmen, and they blew with their trumpets, and brake the pitchers that were in their hands. And all the 3 companies blew with trumpets, and brake the pitchers, and held the lamps in their left hands, and the trumpets in their right, to blow withal. And they cried, The sword of the Lord and of Gideon. And they stood still, every man in his place round about the host. And they within the host ran, and cried, and fled. And the 300 blew with trumpets, and the Lord set every man's sword upon his neighbor throughout all the host. And the host fled to Bethsita, to Zererot, and to the edge of the plain of Meholah, unto Tabat. And the men of Israel, being gathered together out of the tribe of Nephthalim, of Aster, and of all Manasseh, followed after the Madianites. And Gideon sent messengers unto all Mount Ephraim, saying, Come down against the Madianites, and take before them the waters unto Betbarat and to Jordan. Then all the men of Ephraim gathered together, and took the waters unto Betbarat and to Jordan. And they took 2 captains of the Madianites, Oreb and Zeb, and slew Oreb upon the rock, and Zeb at the press Zeb, and followed after Madian, and brought the heads of Oreb and Zeb to Gideon on the other side Jordan. The 8th chapter. Ephraim maketh insurrection against Gideon, but is soon pacified. The 8th chapter. And the men of Ephraim said unto him, Why hast thou served us thus, that thou callest us not, when thou wentest to fight with the Madianites? And they chode with him a good and bad, almost done him violence. And he said unto them, What deed have I done like unto yours? Is not a cluster of Ephraim better than the wine harvest of Abiezer? God hath delivered into your hands the lords of Madian, Oreb and Zeb. And what was I able to do like as you have done? And then their spirits abated from off them, when he had said that. And Gideon came to Jordan to pass over, he and the 300 men that were with him, very faint, and yet followed the chase. And he said unto the men of Succoth, Give, I pray you, cakes of bread unto the people that follow me, for they be fainty, that I may follow after Zebat and Zalmonah, kings of Madian. And the lords of Succoth said, Are the hands of Zebat and Zalmonah now in thine hands, that we should give bread unto thine army? Gideon said, Therefore, when the Lord hath delivered Zebat and Zalmonah into mine hand, I will tear the flesh of you with the thorns of the wilderness and with briars. And he went up thence to Phanuel, and spake unto them likewise. And the men of Phanuel answered him, as did the men of Succoth. And he said also unto the men of Phanuel, When I come again in peace, I will break down this tower. Zebat and Zalmonah were in Karkar, and their hosts with them, upon a 15,000 men, which were all that were left of all the hosts of them of the east. for there were slain 120,000 men that drew swords. And Gideon went through them that dwell in tabernacles on the east side of Nobah and Jebahah, and smote the host, for the host did cast no perils. And when Zebah and Salmonah fled, he followed after them, and took the 2 kings of Madian, Zebat and Salmonah, and discomfited all the host. And Gideon the son of Joash returned from battle, afore the sun was down, and caught a lad of the men of Succoth, and inquired of him. And he wrote him of the lords and elders of Succoth, 77 men. And he came unto the men of Succoth, and said, Behold, here I have Zebat and Salmonah, with which ye did cast me in the teeth, saying, Are the hands of Zebat and Salmonah already in thine hand, that we should give bread unto thy fainty men? And he took the elders of the city, and thorns of the wilderness, and briars, and made the men of Succoth to feel them. And he brake down the tower of Phanuel, and slew the men of the city. And then said he unto Zebat and Salmonah, What manner of men were they whom ye slew at Tabor? And they answered, The likeness of thee and them is all one, even after the fashion of the children of a king. And he said, They were my brethren, even my mother's children. As truly as the Lord liveth, if ye had saved their lives, I would not slay you. And he said unto Jeter his eldest son, Up and slay them. But the lad drew not his sword, for he feared, because he was yet young. Then Zebat and Salmonah said, Rise thou, and fall upon us, for as the man is, so is his strength. And Gideon arose and slew Zebat and Salmonah, and took away the ornaments that were on their camels' necks. Then the men of Israel said unto Gideon, Reign thou over us, both thou, thy son, and thy son's son, for thou hast delivered us out of the hand of Madian. And Gideon said unto them, I will not reign over you, neither shall my child reign over you, but the Lord shall reign over you. And again Gideon said unto them, I would desire a certain request of you, even that you would give me every man the earrings of his prey. For they had golden earrings, because they were Ishmaelites, and they answered, We will give them. And they spread a mantle, and did cast therein every man the earrings of his prey. And the weight of the golden earrings that he required was 1,700 sickles of gold, beside chains, pomanders, and purple raiment that was on the kings of Madian, and beside the chains that were about their camels' necks. And Gideon made an ephod thereof, and put it in his city, Ephrath. And all Israel went a whoring after it, in the same place, which thing became a ruin unto Gideon and to his house. Thus was Madian brought low before the children of Israel, so that they lift up their heads no more. And the country was in quietness 40 years in the days of Gideon. And Jerubbaal the son of Joash went, and dwelt in his own house. And Gideon had 70 sons of his body begotten, for he had many wives. And his concubine that was in Sichem bare him a son also, whose name he called Abimelech. And Gideon the son of Joash died in a good age, and was buried in the sepulchre of Joash his father, even in Ephrath, that pertained unto the father of the Ezrites. But it fortuned that as soon as Gideon was dead, the children of Israel turned away, and went a-whoring after Baalim, and made a covenant with Baal to be their god. And the children of Israel thought not on the Lord their God, which had delivered them out of the hands of all their enemies on every side. Neither showed they mercy on the house of Jerubbaal, otherwise called Gedeon, according to all the goodness which he had showed unto Israel. The 9th chapter. Abimelech is made king. The 9th chapter. Abimelech the son of Jerubbaal went to Sichem unto his mother's brethren, and communed with them and with all his mother's father's kindred, saying, Say, I pray you, in the ears of all the inhabitants of Sichem, whether is better for you, that all the sons of Jerubbaal, which are 70 persons, reign over you, either that one reign over you. Remember that I am of your bone and of your flesh. And his mother's brethren spake of him in the audience of the men of Sichem all these words, and their hearts were moved to follow Abimelech. For they said, He is our brother. And they gave him 70 pieces of silver out of the temple of Baal Berith, wherewith Abimelech hired vain and light persons, which went with him. And he went unto his father's house at Ephraim, and slew all his brethren, the sons of Jerubbaal, even 70 persons, with one stone. Notwithstanding, yet Joatam, the youngest son of Jerubbaal, escaped, for he hid himself. And all the men of Sichem gathered together, and all the house of Millo, and came and made Abimelech king in the plain, where the great stone was by Sichem. And when they told it to Joatam, he went and stood in the top of Mount Gerizim, and lifted up his voice, and cried, and said unto them, Hearken unto me, you men of Sichem, that God may hearken unto you. The trees went forth to anoint a king over them, and said unto the olive tree, Reign thou over us. But the olive tree said unto them, Should I leave my fatness, which both gods and men praise in me, and go to be promoted over the trees? And the trees said to the fig tree, Come thou, and be king over us. The fig tree answered them, Should I forsake my sweetness and my good fruit, and go to be promoted over the trees? Then said the trees unto the vine, Come thou, and be king over us. The vine said unto them, Should I leave my wine, whereby I cheer both gods and men, and go to be promoted over the trees? Then said all the trees unto the fire bush, Come thou, and reign over us. And the fire bush said unto the trees, If it be true that ye will anoint me king over you, then come, and put your trust under my shadow. If no, the fire come out of the fire bush or fir bush, and waste the cedar trees of Lebanon. Now therefore, if ye do truly and uncorruptly to make Abimelech king, and if ye have dealt well with Jerubbaal and his house, and have done unto him according to the deserving of his hands, judge ye, for even he, my father, fought for you, and adventured his life, and rid you out of the hand of Madian. And ye are risen up against my father's house this day, and have slain his children, even 70 persons with one stone, and have made Abimelech the son of his maidservant king over the men of Sichem, because he is your brother. If ye then have dealt truly and purely with Jerubbaal and with his house this day, then rejoice ye with Abimelech, and let him rejoice with you. But if you have not dealt truly, then I pray God a fire may come out of Abimelech, and consume the men of Sichem and the house of Melo, and that there may come a fire from among the men of Sichem, and out of the house of Melo, and consume Abimelech. And Joatam ran away and fled, and went to Beer, and dwelt there, for fear of Abimelech his brother. When Abimelech had reigned 3 years, God sent a spirit of hate between Abimelech and the men of Sichem, and the citizens of Sichem railed upon Abimelech, and wished that the wickedness done to the 70 sons of Jerubbaal might come on him, and that God would lay the blood of them unto Abimelech their brother, which slew them, and upon the other men of Sichem, which aided him in the killing of his brethren. And the citizens of Sichem set men to lay a wait for him in the top of the mountains, which men, while they tarried for his coming, robbed all that came along the way by them. And it was told Abimelech. And Gaal the son of Abed came with his brethren, and they gat them to Sichem. And the men of Sichem put their confidence in him. And they went out into the fields, and gathered in their grapes, and trod them, and made merry, and went into the house of their gods, and did eat and drink, and cursed Abimelech. And Gaal the son of Abed said, What is Abimelech, and what is Sichem, that we should serve him? Is he not the son of Jerubbaal? And Zebul is his officer? Serve such as come of Hamor, the father of Sichem. For what reason is it that we should serve him? Would God this people were under my hand, then would I take Abimelech out of the way. And he spake against Abimelech, Make thine host greater, and go out. And when Zebul, the ruler of the city, heard the words of Gaal, the son of Abed, he was wroth, and sent messengers unto Abimelech privily, saying, Behold, Gaal, the son of Abed, and his brethren be come to Sichem, and behold, they set the city against thee. Now therefore, up by night, thou and all the people that is with thee, and lie in wait in the field, and rise early in the morning, as soon as the sun is up, and fall upon the city. And if he and the people that is with him come out against thee, do to him what thine hands shall be able. And Abimelech rose up, and all the people that were with him, by night. And they laid a wait against Sichem in 4 companies. And Gaal the son of Abed went out, and stood in the entering of the gate of the city. And Abimelech rose up, and the folk that were with him, from laying a wait. And when Gaal saw the people, he said to Zebul, Behold, there come people down from the top of the mountains. And Zebul said unto him, The shadow of the hills seem men unto thee. By that error art thou deceived. And Gaal answered again, and said, See, there come folk down by the middle of the land, and another company come along by the plain of the charmers. Then said Zebul unto him, Where is now thy mouth that said, What fellow is Abimelech, that we should serve him? Is not this the people that thou hast despised? Go out now and fight with them. And Gaal went out before the citizens of Sichem, and fought with Abimelech. And Abimelech chased him, that he fled before him, and he drove him into the city. And many were overthrown and wounded, even unto the entering of the gate. And Abimelech dwelt at Arumah. And Zebul thrust out Gaal and his brethren, that they should not dwell in Sichem, and suffered them not to tarry therein. And on the morrow it happened that the people went out into the field, and they told Abimelech. And he took the people, and divided them into 3 companies, and laid a wait in the fields, and looked, and behold, the people were come out of the city, and he ran upon them, and smote them. And Abimelech and the companies that were with him reached further, and stood in the entering of the gate of the city. And the 2 other companies ran upon all the people that were in the fields, and slew them. And when Abimelech had fought against the city all that day, he took it, and slew the people that was therein, and destroyed the city, and sowed salt through it. And when all the men of the tower of Sichem heard that, they entered into a stronghold of the house of their god Baal-berith, where they made a bond with him, and thereof did the place take the name, which place was exceeding strong. And it was told Abimelech that all the men of the tower of Sichem were gathered together. And Abimelech gat him to Mount Zelmon, both he and all the people that were with him, and took axes with him, and cut down boughs of trees, and took them, and bare them on his shoulder, and said unto the folk that were with him, What ye have seen me do, speed yourselves, and do likewise as I have done. And all the men that were among the people cut down boughs, and followed Abimelech, and put them into the hold, and set the hold afire by them, so that with smoke and fire all the men of the tower of Sichem were slain, upon 1,000 men and women. Then went Abimelech to Tebez, and besieged it, and took it. But there was a strong tower within the city, and thither ran all the men and women, and all the chief that were in the city, and shut it to them, and got them up by the bulwark to the top of the tower. And Abimelech came unto the tower, and fought against it, and went hard unto the door of the tower, to set it on fire. And a certain woman cast a piece of a millstone upon his head, and all to break his brainpan. Then Abimelech called hastily unto the young man that bare his harness, and said unto him, Draw thy sword, and slay me, that men say not of me, A woman slew him. And his lad thrust him through, and he died. And when the men of Israel saw that Abimelech was dead, they departed, every man unto his own house. And thus the wickedness of Abimelech, which he did unto his father, in slaying his 70 brethren, and thereto all the wickedness of the men of Sichem, did God bring upon their heads. And upon them came the curse of Joatam, the son of Jerubbaal.